Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. I decided to say that because I'm conscious that for me it's the morning, but quite often by the time you get to watch this it might be one or the other. Anyway, so today I'm going to do a bit of an eye makeover. I love colour, I think you already know that, and one thing that I am particularly lazy with is my eyeshadow, and it's not necessarily just about laziness, it's about time and having the time and the energy, or maybe even the inclination to be able to, just to put your eyeshadow on every morning, and obviously everybody's time poor. So I'm all for things that make it much quicker, particularly eyeshadow. Which is quite often you'll see me without eyeshadow and a full face of makeup. So I purchased this recently. It's the Show Glow. It comes in 2 shades. It's absolutely beautiful packaging. I love rose gold. I think most girlies do. If you know me well, you'll know that my favourite colour is pink, and my second favourite colour is yellow. But Show Glow. So basically it comes in this really lovely packaging. It's got this lovely, really soft, big domed, soft, blendable, pigmented, pink, frosty looking eyeshadow. So you can use it as an eyeshadow, or you can use it just for a bit of highlighter in the top of your eyebrow. Anyway, we're going to use that. Also going to use, I've lost it already. So quite a few of my customers have got this free recently when they bought the Euphoric hair mascara. So, but most of them are like, oh, I've never used it before, I don't know what to do with it. So I thought, do you know what, I'm going to come on and show you perhaps a way of using it. So this is the eyeshadow quad that you get free with the Euphoric mascara in Mocha Latte. And what I love about it is your quad, and inside you've got a lovely little clasp, and then inside you've got some quite traditional mirror. And I don't know if you can see, you've got little numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4, which is giving you, some advice on how to apply it. So obviously starting with the lighter colours and then working up to your darker colours. You don't have to use all those colours, and you certainly don't have to put them on in that order. However, if you start with lighter colours, it's easier to go over lighter colours with darker colours. You'll notice that I've got, apart from fake tan on, which is quite dark, I've got no other makeup on today. I always start with my foundation, I normally start my foundation on a normal morning, but obviously because today we're doing eyeshadow and it's a dark colour, so I would start with my eyeshadow. I've put a little bit of eyeshadow base, purely because I have quite veiny eyes, so you can see sort of like blood vessels through my eyebrows. I've also got quite a hooded lid. I don't know if you can see that. So if there you go, look, it's almost in the outer corner, it's really sort of got quite low now. So I do my best to try and sort of make that look a bit more lifted. I'm going to show you how to do that using some of the highlighter today. So that gives you a bit of an idea of how we're going to do it. I'm hoping that my face will be a better approach for you. Quite often you see these models, they do some wonderful things with these models, and the reality is they've got these lovely smooth eyes which many of us haven't got. So I'm going to use a really short wispy brush. It does actually come with a little applicator, which is really great if you're used to applicators. I end up poking myself in the eye with them, but they are really good. So I've got a nice sort of chiseled brush. I've also at some point going to show some detail with this. I've got this from AVON. I love, what men are like with the tools, that's me with tools. I love a brush, and it's got this lovely angled edge with a really pointed brush, and then it's got this lovely short sort of chiseled, really lovely brush, which would be really great for eyebrow detail. Anyway, so back to eyeshadow. So I'm going to start with number 1. So literally just going to, I tend to pad down to it. The more you brush eyeshadow, you're just sweeping it away. I just don't know if you saw, well, you didn't see that, but if you tap the excess, you can see how much powder comes off. Well, if you just brush that across your eye, it really does just flick everywhere. Hence why I've not done my foundation first, because any dark powder that falls down here, I can simply wipe away, and then when I go in my foundation, I can cover that up. So I'm going to do one eye, see what you think. So I'm going to start with my lower lid. Just nice little gentle strokes. In fact, they're not even strokes, it's almost pushing it onto the eyelid. And of course, because there's a it's lovely and powdery, really lovely and soft and blendable. And because there's a eyeshadow base there, it's adhering to that quite well. So literally just going to go over my lower lid, which is basically runs from the eyelashes into the recess. So if you put your finger very carefully into the, just below the brow bone, that shows that's your lower lid. So that's probably sufficient for me. But even just that little bit of light makes your eye look brighter by comparison. Now I use just a dusting brush as I'm working, just to sweep anything away, because I hate just getting that there. Okay, so I've got another little brush here that I'm going to use. Slightly longer, but a really nice soft hairbrush. Not hairbrush, but brush made of hair. Okay, so with like the matte mocha sort of colour, I'm just going to slowly push that into the outer corner of my eyeshadow. You know, you see these really definite sharp lines now, and I'll be honest, that's on a very, very, very smooth eye, youthful eye as well. And you can still achieve similar things. So I don't know if you can see, if I try and sort of get the light just right. So I've got one eye. See how lower that lid looks. So it almost sort of blurs this finish here. Now, of course, if I get loads of fallout or I get dark much lower than I want to, people go, oh God, I've mucked it up. You haven't mucked it up. I'll give you a quick tip. So if you were just to get a simple cotton bud, everyone's got them in their cupboard, and perhaps a cosmetic wipe, which are not particularly wet, they're moist, and if you literally squeeze the end of a cotton bud, it gives that just enough of a dampness just to chisel the angle that you want. And of course, when you go back in with your foundation, you can go right up to there, and you've restored this really lovely sharp line, if that's what you want to achieve. But just a little tip there. Okay, so I'm just going back in with a little bit of dark here, not too much, because if you bring it over too far, what it will do is it will close the eye down. It will give the illusion that my eye is smaller, and of course most ladies want bigger eyes, and if you've got really big eyes, then you want them to be smaller, but we'll work on that another day. So there you go, that gives you a little bit of a softer blurred finish. So I'm going to use, I'm going to abandon the quad for now, although that is a great product and I will come back to it in a minute, and I'm going to move to the Show Glow. I like the Show Glow. So I'm just going to soften it on the back of my hand a little bit just to warm it up, and I don't know if you can see, probably not, hang on, it's got a real nice shimmer to it, really nice shimmer to it. I don't know if you can see that, that's better. And it's not so pink that it's going to look OTT. So I'm literally just going to put a little bit down here. It really transfers really quickly. Really quickly. And it's not moist, but it is soft, and it does feel really, really, not thick, but it feels really, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think of what I'm looking for. Let me just blend it and see if it comes to me. Opaque, maybe? So, There's a slight sort of shimmer to it rather than a glitter. But just by using my ring finger, I'm just slowly blending that in. That's quite nice. Cool. So, really easy. Nice smooth line. Really simple look. Took me, what, 2.5 minutes on one eye. Obviously, I'm talking you through it as well, so hopefully over time you'd be able to get that down to about a minute, minute and a half. There we go. Now, that is such a straightforward product, and I actually think if you wanted to, there's nothing stopping you sort of just putting that on alone as it is. People make the mistake, particularly as we get a bit more mature, that we're used to using these traditional natural colours, you know, these sort of tertiary colours like browns and beiges. And actually, they're not great for a youthful look. We haven't got the courage to perhaps go and put a lavender on or a lovely sort of green, when actually those colours are probably what make us look more vibrant and more youthful. But it just takes some experimentation. So there you go. So that is eyeshadow base. Well, eyeshadow base and a little bit of eyeshadow. So, going to continue. If you're still with me, I'm going to use the Cosmic Brown Glimmer Stick eyeliner. I think you might have seen me use it before. But literally, this is a lovely, soft, little small strokes. I thin right down to nothing on the inner corner. But again, with that nice sort of brown eyeshadow that we've used earlier, gives the illusion of almost like a sweep. And then if I follow that up with the 5-in-1, my chunky barrel. If I follow that up with a bit of mascara, and this is in Blackest Black, and I start on the outer lashes, and really build those up first before I move to the inner corner. I give that more of a sweep look with my eyeshadow. So what it's doing, it's cheating a less droopy eye, should we say. So you could actually put less eyeshadow. Obviously I've got, less mascara. I've got blonde eyelashes, so I have to take my mascara all the way across. But I do build more up at the edges to give it a more flattered, fanned look, which gives the eye the illusion that it's not as droopy as it once was. So sounds like a delivery's arrived. I hope it's AVON. No, it's not my doorbell. Let's have a little close up. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Right, so let's get you guys a little bit closer so you can sort of see what it is I've done. So if I look at you straight on, okay, and if I get you a bit closer, nearly went cross-eyed there. Okay, so there you go. And then obviously we'll go in and I'll finish up with foundation and tidy up under here. Yeah. Okay. I'll post the finished look later on. Thanks.